Yesterday, I learned information from multiple sources that there is potentially an ICE activity planned in the Bay Area that could be starting as soon as today. My priority is to keep this community safe. It is not my wish to panic people, but to ensure that they're prepared with information, that they know their rights as well as their responsibilities, and know about the resources that this community offers. This is something that I thought about very carefully before bringing this information forward. But due to the reliability of my sources and the fact that I received this from multiple sources, I felt that it was my duty to share the information. Everything I've done has been legal.
She's on the threshold of obstruction of justice for doing what she did.
Why?
Because you put agents in danger, you put the police in danger, and you put neighbors in danger.
I was sharing information in a way that was legal, was not obstructing justice, and it was an opportunity to ensure that people are aware of their rights.
This seems to be mostly a political stunt. It's not going to stop ICE from enforcing the law.
Will the mayor reveal who told her of the planned raids?
No.
Why not?
My information did not come through official channels. This is a decision I made. I recognize that it's controversial, but I believe it was the right thing to do.
Would you do it again?
Based on the information that I had, yes.
But I think what she did is intentionally put law enforcement officers at risk. Look, being a law enforcement officer is already dangerous enough, but to give the criminals a heads up that we're coming in the next 24 hours increases that risk, puts them, you're talking about, these are American heroes that strap a gun to their hip every day to defend this nation. And to tell the criminals we're coming in the next 24 hours, it's just incredible. And I watched her statement when she says her priority is the safety of her community. Right. Well, what she did had exact opposite effect. There's over 800 significant public safety threat criminals. These are people that are here illegally already and committed yet another crime, been convicted of a crime. She gave them warning, and there's 800 that we were unable to locate because of that warning. So that community is a lot less safe than it would have been. Our assaulting officers are up over 50% this year. Failure to comply, which means we have to forcibly arrest somebody, they won't comply with our orders, is up over 100%. Our officers, like I said, they leave the safety and security of their home every day and put their lives on the line to defend this country and defend their communities. And when politicians choose to take care of their political ambitions and make political statements on the backs of law enforcement, it's just terrible. It makes our job more difficult. Right. But I'll say this to the mayor and every other politician that wants to vilify the men and women of ICE: we're not going away. We're going to keep enforcing the law. If you look at what we've done the past year under this president, there was a 45-year low on illegal border crossings this year under this president's leadership. No better than a gang lookout yelling police when a police cruiser comes in the neighborhood, except she did it to the entire community. I mean, it's beyond the pale. I've been doing this for 34 years, and this is a whole new low to intentionally warn criminals that law enforcement's coming. I just can't believe it happened.
I hope we take this moment to recognize that we have to fight against the racist myth that the Trump administration is trying to perpetuate, that immigrants are dangerous criminals. There is nothing farther than the truth. This is racist and it is false. Ample evidence shows that American-born citizens are actually more likely to commit crimes than immigrants.
We're hearing and seeing the data coming in. Nearly 9 out of 10 of the 212 illegal aliens rounded up 2 weeks ago in Southern California, they were previously convicted criminal felony offenders rounded up by the Obama administration. More than half were violent criminals, child sex offenders. They were arrested for assault and the like. So the level of the debate is pretty poor here, and the information, the way it's being reported, is pretty poor, right?
Okay, what's happening here? ICE is going out on known information. They know where these individuals are, and over 90% of those that are arrested are those that have previous criminal convictions or are already under ICE proceedings but absconded from bail or bond. Now, there are about 10% that are collateral arrests. When they go to a house that have felons in there, they arrested felons, and there might be some other undocumented aliens that they'll pick up in the process, but 90% are criminal aliens who have attacked U.S. citizens, have created harm.
The mayor of Oakland is saying that basically these illegal illegal immigrants and illegal aliens being rounded up, she's portraying them as innocent.
Innocent. They have criminal convictions already. They're the ones that have been released from these prisons instead of being turned over to ICE. They're turned out to the street. So what does ICE have to do? They have to go to the homes or to the business to find these aliens that could have been picked up at the jail. But that's not what's happening. Politicians like this woman are allowing these aliens back on the street and endangering our citizens, just like the Kate Steinle family.
But now you're being accused of protecting people with criminal records.
What I did was my job as the mayor of Oakland and reflective of the values of the people that I represent.
On hindsight, would you do it again, Mayor?
Absolutely. I am myself an attorney. While I did not retain official counsel, I sought informal legal advice to ensure that what I was doing was correct and legal.
You say you're out there to protect the most vulnerable people, but ICE is showing statistics showing that they're arresting people with criminal records as well. That means some people are saying that you're being accused of protecting those people with criminal records as well?
We have a criminal justice system. I take fighting crime extremely seriously, as my record reflects. Even in a sanctuary state like California, procedures are in place for deporting dangerous criminals. ICE is trying to distract people from their racist messages.
O'clock this morning here in the city of Napa. Video posted to Snapchat captures the moment ICE agents took Armando Nunez-Salgado into custody. His 14-year-old daughter dissolved into tears.
I cried. I got very emotional. I was really sad. I mean, to just watch him leave without being able to say goodbye kind of hurts.
His wife says his parents brought him here when he was very young.
He was like 4.
Elena Ponce says when the wine country wildfires raged last October, her husband helped her brother.
We were all helping. This is our home, so this is his home too. But the fact that they took someone off like that, I mean, I don't really see the sense of it. He wasn't a danger to the community in any way.
But it turns out Armando does have a dangerous past. After our interview, his family members told me he was involved in gangs and drugs for a long time. In fact, at one point, he was on ICE's most wanted list for charges of felony force and assault with a deadly weapon.
I'm very pleased to announce that the governor of the great state of California, Governor Jerry Brown, signed Senate Bill 54. California's local law enforcement cannot be commandeered and used by the Trump administration to tear families apart. The California Values Act will limit immigration enforcement actions. The signing of Senate Bill 54 comes at a very critical time with the election of Donald Trump. We have witnessed a growing racial divide. The result of this constant barrage of dog whistles, or some would say foghorns or bullhorns, is a sickening rise in racism. The president's sympathy with white supremacist groups wreaking havoc in Charlottesville, his slow and callous response to the devastation caused by Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, his attacks on black professional athletes protesting racial inequities, his racist, xenophobic, and unconstitutional Muslim travel ban. Anunciar que el gobernador nuestro, Gobernador Jerry Brown, ha firmado el proyecto, la ley.
Sanctuary cities are racist. All the jobs are going to illegals and to certain denominations. The black community has literally been destroyed by racist, illegal immigration, and we're not going to have it. When my people do a crime, we get 3 strikes. Your people do a crime, they get amnesty, they get benefits, and they're not paying taxes. Okay? Publication 17 IRS. They're allowing you people to claim people in Mexico. I couldn't even claim people in New Orleans when there was a flood. I can claim my people. And you should be ashamed of yourself. How dare you? Look up publication 17, page 25 and 26. How in the hell are you allowed to claim people in Mexico? And get away with it and not pay taxes? I am outraged. I'm a tax preparer. I manage a tax store in 4 different states. That ITIN number, they're using it as a social security number. All the social security numbers that you don't steal. And it's going to be shut down.